everyone, it's Blake with Butte Pack Goats and Outdoors. Getting ready to go get an elk that I got last night. It's going to be my first time using the goats for meat, so we'll see how that goes. I got them all packed up and got their panniers on and getting them ready to go. I got to work on a better system until I can afford nicer panniers. Got a lot of strings hanging down that I'm not a big fan of. But with any luck, it won't be too big of a deal, and we'll get them on out of here. And once I have some meat in there and a little weight, I'll be able to do a lot more with those strings. So I got 2 goats that are of packing age. The other 4, I'll put some lightweight on them next year. Gotta let them develop first. But Opal here, she's a 4-year-old Saanen. And then Earl, wherever he is, he's also a 5-year-old Saanen. And he'll be my main goat here. She'll pack some. She'll hopefully put 35 pounds on her anyway. She's mostly a placeholder till some of my other boys get bigger, get ready to pack. So we're gonna go ahead and get going. I'll be putting a little weight on my back and some in the sled, whatever I can't fit on the goats, to try to get everything out in one trip. I mean, if I have to, I'll make a second, but all right, let's get going. While we're walking, I'll kind of introduce you to the crew. Up here at the very front, that's Muffin. Behind him with the panniers, that's Opal. I kind of already mentioned her. My Saanen with the horns, that's Waffles. Here's Earl. He's probably the most loyal, but he's also the biggest nuisance because he's always in your pocket. To the left that just ran up, that one there, that's Monty. He's the most annoying just because he yells the most. Here with the blue collar, that's Chaz. Chaz with 2 Z's. So that's about everybody here. The 4 kids are all coming up on 2 years old. The one with the horns, Waffles, he's a Saanen. The other 3 are Alpine Nubian mixes. I don't know if I'd go with that mix again. The Alpine's great, but like I mentioned, Monty likes to yell, and sometimes it can be contagious with the other 2. You know, if I don't have Monty with me, the other 2 don't make much racket. So it's mostly him, but I wouldn't take the risk again. I'd probably stick to some quieter. The 3 Saanens, I mean, you hardly ever hear a peep out of them. Until it's time to eat, they'll let out a couple little yells, but this is their first time, any of them, first time really hiking in good snow. And then it's also can be their first time packing elk. So since they hadn't hiked in the snow, they obviously haven't packed in the snow. So it's going to be kind of an experiment for everybody. I'm hoping it goes as good as I think it's going to go. So far, they've proved very adaptable. I mean, they've taken on all the new lessons fairly quickly, and they'll follow me into just about anything. So I think it's going to go well. I don't think the meat will spook them too bad, but that's my main concern, actually, is the smell of a dead game. So we'll be finding out here shortly. So it's really funny, they already ate this morning. They got their hay. I'll give them a little more when we get back. But they go crazy for these dried leaves. For whatever reason, it really tastes good to them. So they keep running off to the side to find what they can nibble on. I imagine on the return trip they're gonna be a little more tired. Not so excited to do that, so I ain't too worried. I'll let them do that for now. How those thorns don't tear apart their mouth, I don't know. But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get a little ways ahead of them here. They're gonna realize I'm ahead of them, and they're gonna come chasing after me. They do not like to be left behind. I'm glad they're feeling spunky. So I'm coming out into the opening where I got the bull. The goats have done pretty good. There's a couple little fiascos with the sled. They are so used to following me close. They keep wanting to get up underneath the rope I'm pulling it by. They've started to adjust. Now, my worry is any sort of scavenger that might have got on this elk last night. We took a couple precautions, but there's only so much you can do. Well, either way, we'll have our work cut out for us. I have my 45 with me just in case the scavengers are bigger than I am. We have seen a mountain lion up in this area early in archery season. That was well over 2 months ago. So I'm out here just getting to the elk. Everything appears to be just how I left it. Precautions we took is we put this tarp on him. Try to cover up, I don't know what it really did, but if nothing else, it's a little extra different odor on him. We also took a spare game bag and my sweatshirt and covered up the hindquarters to put a little people scent on them. We had a fire last night to keep our hands warm. I think the smoke might have done a little bit. Like I said, there's really no way to know. We also urinated around here, a little extra people scent. There's the goats happy to take a break and graze while I do the leg work, and they'll catch up with me in a little bit. Let them eat, and I'm gonna get started in taking this bad boy apart and start getting it packed up in some game bags and my panniers while the goats graze and rest. Good news is the goats don't seem to be bothered by the smell of the blood or the elk, so I think that'll turn beneficial in my favor here in a little while. So, I'm not very scared of much. They're also in my charcoal from last night, and now coming up to bug me's once it scratches. All right, I better get to work. All right, everybody, got the goats loaded up. I got me loaded up to the gills. I got I don't know, probably 60 pounds worth of meat. The antlers, which are cockeyed and probably gonna have to be readjusted. I also got that both hindquarters are on that sled. I got the back straps and the back straps, the neck meat, and both front shoulders on the goats. They're all boned out. I decided to leave the hindquarters whole so that there's a little less waste, a little less dry meat. So I'm getting ready to head down the hill. The goats are trying to get a head start. They know what's happening. So we made it down the worst of it. It's all pretty level from here. No more weird downhill. Kind of got everything fixed on my end. Still a little cattywampus, but it's distributed way better. I actually left the sled at the end of the downhill. I'm gonna drop off this pack. It's only about a couple 100-yard difference. So I'll drop off that pack and then come back and I'll put the goats away, get them some food and water, and then I'll come back for that sled. It should be pretty easy. The two hindquarters are on it. It's sliding really nice on the snow, so